The National Electrical Code, or NEC, requires all motors to have a means of disconnect within sight of the motor. This means that a readily accessible device must be available to completely cut off power to the motor for servicing or maintenance. This disconnect must be located so that it is clearly visible from the motor's location. This requirement ensures worker safety during maintenance and repair operations. A cord and plug is generally not considered a sufficient means of disconnect by the NEC for several reasons. Firstly, cord and plug connections can be unreliable. They can be accidentally unplugged or can loosen over time, leading to potential hazards. Secondly, a cord and plug does not provide a positive and permanent means of disconnecting power, which is essential for safe maintenance. Thirdly, simply unplugging the cord does not guarantee that the motor is de-energized, as there could be residual voltage present in the motor windings or associated components. A proper disconnect switch, on the other hand, provides a clear and reliable indication that the motor is de-energized. The disconnect switch physically isolates the motor from the power supply, ensuring that no voltage is present. Additionally, disconnect switches can be locked out, preventing accidental re-energization during maintenance. In the case of the 120-volt AC, 1/2 horsepower Dayton floor fans, the pull chain switch serves as the required means of disconnect. When the switch fails, it must be replaced rather than bypassed. Bypassing the switch creates a safety hazard and violates the NEC requirements. The fact that larger 480-volt motors may utilize a cord and plug for disconnection under certain circumstances does not negate the requirement for a disconnect switch on the smaller floor fans. The rules governing motor disconnects can vary depending on the voltage, horsepower, and specific application. However, in general, motors must have a disconnect switch within sight of the motor. Ignoring this requirement can result in code violations, safety hazards, and potential liability. Therefore, the supervisor is correct in insisting that the pull chain switch be replaced when it fails. Replacing the switch ensures compliance with the NEC and provides a safe working environment. The NEC is a comprehensive set of standards designed to protect people and property from electrical hazards. It is important to consult the NEC and local electrical codes to ensure that all electrical installations are in compliance. These codes are updated regularly to reflect new technologies and safety practices. Understanding and adhering to these codes is crucial for anyone working with electrical systems. Firstly, consider the specific requirements outlined in NEC Article 430, which covers motors, motor circuits, and controllers. This article provides detailed guidance on the selection and installation of motor disconnects. Secondly, be aware of the requirements for lockout/tagout procedures. Lockout/tagout is a safety procedure used to ensure that dangerous machines are properly shut off and are not able to be started up again prior to the completion of maintenance or servicing work. A disconnect switch that can be locked in the open position is essential for implementing effective lockout/tagout procedures. Thirdly, consider the type of environment in which the motor is located. In hazardous locations, such as those containing flammable gases or dust, special types of disconnect switches are required to prevent explosions. These switches are designed to contain any arcs or sparks that may occur during switching, preventing them from igniting the surrounding atmosphere. Fourthly, make sure the disconnect switch is properly sized for the motor it is serving. The switch must have an ampacity rating sufficient to handle the motor's full load current. Undersized switches can overheat and fail, creating a fire hazard. Fifthly, ensure that the disconnect switch is readily accessible. It should not be obstructed by equipment or materials that could prevent access in an emergency. Sixthly, regularly inspect the disconnect switches to ensure that they are in good working condition. Check for signs of damage, such as cracks, broken handles, or loose connections. Replace any damaged switches immediately. Seventhly, train employees in the proper use of disconnect switches. Employees should be aware of the location of the switches and how to operate them safely. They should also be trained on lockout/tagout procedures. Eighthly, document all electrical installations and modifications. Maintaining accurate records of electrical work makes it easier to troubleshoot problems and ensure compliance with the NEC. Ninthly, if there is any doubt about the proper way to install or maintain a motor disconnect, consult with a qualified electrician. A qualified electrician has the knowledge and experience to ensure that the work is done safely and in accordance with the NEC. Tenthly, always prioritize safety when working with electrical systems. Electricity can be dangerous, and it is important to take all necessary precautions to prevent accidents. This includes wearing appropriate personal protective equipment such as gloves and safety glasses, and following all safety procedures. In conclusion, the NEC requires all motors to have a means of disconnect within sight of the motor. A cord and plug is not generally considered a sufficient means of disconnect. The pull chain switch on the Dayton flow fan serves as the required disconnect and must be replaced when it fails. Following these guidelines will help ensure compliance with the NEC and provide a safe working environment.